Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Tanya Sidegigcrafts. Guys, we're doing a little bit more mess making today because you know what? I feel like it. I made these the other day and I just think they're adorable and I want to make some more. I'm going to be putting some of these in my Etsy shop. So if you're interested in purchasing one or two or five, you are welcome to check that out. I'll make sure to put the link in the description box so you can go see those. And I'm going to be making some more today. I just love them. Someone requested that I show them how to make a card with them, so I'm going to do that. So I've got some card bases here. I have just cut some standard, what is it? Oh my gosh, standard papers. What are they? Why can't I think? 11 by 8.5 in half to make. You can always get two card bases out of that. 8.5 by 5. 5.5, 8.5 by 5. Yeah, because it's double. So 8.25. So when you fold it, it's gonna be the standard. I had to think about that. My brain. I just got a text message from work and there's an animal that's not doing well. So my brain is on that. So sorry guys. So you just fold it in half, you get the standard size card. And so we can just fold these up really quick. I've got most of my pieces cut out already and ready to show you. So we'll just have to put them together. But I did save some of the work to show you how to do it. Some of these are a different color because I ran out of the other cardstock, so it'll be a little bit different color, but pretty close. Pretty close. So I've got enough to make 8 cards today. So that's our little mass make. We're just going to make 8. And like I said, I've already done some of the work, so it won't take very long at all. So what I like to do, I just like fold these softly and then I'll go back and stack them. Get the folds all to the same direction. And then I will gently but firmly just start squeezing these together. And that will make them fold a lot better. And you can take your bone folder if you want to. And just push down, put some pressure on there, and they're all going to press each other down. So that makes it a very quick fold. Ta-da! You don't have to do each one. I mean, you can, but I mean, yeah, why? All right, so next, what we're going to do, let's do the bases first. So this is the base, and then we're going to put, these are the mats, and these are 4 by 5.25. I wrote it down here to make it easier. So 4 by 5.25. We're just gonna place this. Da, 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 da. If we can get the glue out, you can use tape or whatever you want to. You can ink these if you want to make them a little more grungy. You could even fluff up the edges like I like to do with the scissors. But we're not doing all that fancy stuff today. No, sirree. We've got enough fancy going on here. We're just gonna make them simply. Nothing too extraordinary today. We're just going to glue these bases on. It doesn't matter which way they go because guess what? They all look the same. So, yeah, you could use decorated paper if you want to, but we're going to put the alligator print, alligator looking, skin looking stuff on top of this. So you probably want a basic background, just something, you know, something fun. Solid is probably the best, is my opinion. But you know what? Everybody has different taste, and you could do whatever you want. So there. All right, darker one on there. Like I said, some of my papers are a little bit different colors. They're all kind of within the same family. It won't matter because the coloring that we do is going to pick up all these colors, so we're good. And the painty papers that I used will pick up all of these colors. I just used ones that were the similar. Oh, look, I've got Cash in the, not money, but my cat in the craft room this morning. Cash is not in here, but her brother Ammo is. He's the quiet one. He's just laying down here in a pile of paper that he really shouldn't be laying in, but I just noticed, and why make him upset? He's fine as long as he lays still. Darn it. It tells me I need to clean up those papers, don't I? Yep, I do. It's a project I'm working on, and it's just sitting there. He decided that's a good place to sleep today, I guess. All right. There we go. We'll just glue all these down. It's a really simple card, really, and you could use this format for any stamp that you have, any embossing folder that you have. I'm using one of my embossing folders today from Tim Holtz, and you know, you could use this format for whatever you like. The stamp I'm using is from Unity Stamps. Absolutely adore their products. I find all the sale ones, the sale stamps though, I like the price better. And these animal stamps, like the one that I'm going to show you today, little Bruce, he is part of their adoption series. And what that means is that 10% of the money that you spend on those, they send 10% of that to rescue groups. So I love that. So I feel like I could be, you know, buying all the stamps and I'm helping animals. I love it. All right, so we've got those. Next, we're going to use the embossed folders. So I used this embossing folder by Tim Holtz. You can kind of see the reptile there. And what I did, I took my ink pad and just swiped it over the top of this. I didn't squish it, but I just swiped and then put the paper in with the design side up. And what that does is leaves the dark lines. That one's not as much because I didn't do it. You can see the dark lines in there, and it just presses that ink into it. Now, if you don't want that, this is what it looks like without the dark ink in between. So you can do it either way. And this one was in between. This was the second generation, but this was the first generation. Second generation has a little bit in there, and then without it is this one. So it's totally up to you how you want to do it. So that's how I did those. We're going to go ahead and glue these on. I wanted to show you both ways in case you didn't want to swipe it with the ink pad, or maybe you don't have an ink pad. Of course, if you don't have an ink pad, it's going to make it a little difficult to do the stamping, but maybe you didn't have a brown ink pad. I actually used scorched timber. I should tell you that. I didn't use black. I used scorched timber because it's kind of a greeny dark brown. And I made sure to cut my papers the right size before putting them in the embossing folder, because when I did the cards the other day, and after they went through the embossing folder, it was hard to cut them with my trimmer without tearing the paper in the embossed sections, because it got fragile that way. So it was easier to cut them before I put them through the embossing folder. So there's one. All right, we'll just glue these down. You guys, I apologize if you hear some thump, 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 thump in the background. I don't know if it's picking up on the camera or not. They are doing some work in my yard and all around my neighborhood. It woke me up this morning. I was like, what is that? They're digging holes in my front yard. I don't know why. But recently they painted the sidewalk. I'm assuming it's where the gas lines are and stuff. There's no name on the truck, so I'm assuming it's got to be either power or cable or something. But they're out by my trees chopping something. Some holes in the ground. I'm sure it's for the betterment of the community, right? Chop away, my boys. Chop away. I should hit some of those limbs that need to be cut down too. If you're gonna chop up my yard, you might as well do some work on that. Wouldn't that be nice? We'll come do some yard work for you if we can dig in your yard. That's okay. They're not hurting nothing. I know yesterday we were without water for several hours because they were working in the neighborhood. So they shut off everybody's water. It was kind of a bummer on my day off. I kind of had to get up and go out and do stuff. I mean, I needed to, but they just made sure I did, I guess. Can't do a lot around, can't do laundry without water. Which I need to do today now. Would have had it done yesterday, but that's not true. We had water plenty of times during the day that I could have got it done. I just didn't. So there we go. Just put it off, and put it off. But I've got work tomorrow. And I'm going to need some clothes to wear. Go. Almost done with these bases. Let's see, it's a quick and easy job. Quick to do. Quite a few cards. Now these are the paper that I used to make these was my painty papers from the gel press the other day. But you could do, I mean, you could make the papers different ways, I'm assuming. I mean, you could use some different paints or maybe just a fun print, maybe, if you've got some kind of something that would work. I mean, I don't know. You could use just plain cardstock, probably. I didn't try it that way, but get out your gel print or your inks and sprays and put some color down. Have some fun with it. Just mix media away, make some mess. That one's a little crooked. It's okay. There we go. All right, what's next? Oh, I'm glad you asked. So once these are on here, what I like to do with this print is I like to use a little gold gilding wax. And I'm not going to use a lot of it. We're just going to kind of touch it just a little bit. It adds a little bit. You don't have to do this, but I like the look. So I'm going to, and I just get a little bit on my finger, just a little tiny touch, and just kind of lightly touch some areas on here. It kind of catches some of those spots and kind of breaks up some of the spotty, like that green blotch that was down there. It just adds a little touch of extra shine and detail. You don't have to do a lot. You could use a color of paint if you wanted to too. Like maybe a gold or green if you want. I mean, whatever you want to do, really. But that would be kind of cool. So just that one didn't stick down very well. Very, very lightly, just kind of add it in there, just kind of antiquing it. And you can see how I didn't put very much down, so I'm not using very much. That should be enough for, well, I might need a little bit more, but I was gonna say that might be enough for all the cards, but it does dry pretty quickly, so I might need a little bit more. Some areas a little heavier than others, that's okay. But you see how it catches the light when you turn it? Just kind of makes it really pretty. And it is a celebration card maybe, or, you know, it's a warm wish or something. So a little fancy, doesn't hurt. I just love the extra touch that it adds. Good grief, I wish those guys would stop working on the yard and move on. Somebody else's yard needs it too, I'm sure. Actually, it's probably a good thing because I probably would have really overslept if they hadn't been out there working. I woke up about... Alrighty then. So our next step is these little dudes. I've already colored 7 of them. All a little bit different. All a little bit awesome. We're going to go ahead and do this one. So I put a little pink before I realized I should probably wait and do at least one of these with you. Put a little pink on his lips and his cheeks. We're going to put... Oh, these are colors I used. I don't know if they have names. I don't think so. These are my Prismacolors, and we're going to use, they just have a little touch of green. So I'm just going to kind of little hint of green here and there. Just a touch, just a little. All bearded dragons are colored just a little bit separate individually and have their own markings. Just like their little personalities, they're all marked a little differently. So they don't have to be the same. You can be creative. But they do generally run into the oranges and browns and grays. Generally speaking, not all of them. But the normal morph, the ones you would find in the wild would tend to be more these colors. The browns and grays. And then they're bred in captivity to have more of the oranges and reds, because they're pretty and they're super cute. So we'll kind of do him that way, and then I'm just gonna put a little bit of shading, or not shading, but just a little touch of this other brown in here, just to give him a little extra color. Blend in that green so it's not quite so noticeable, because it's not real noticeable on them. Just kind of a tone, really. And then a little rust. He's a little darker, a little bit darker dude. That's okay. He's cute. All right, so I got all of those. Okay, we can put our pencils away, because like the magic of editing, we're done with that. Didn't take long to color that little dude, did it? Like 2 minutes. Not even that. Not even. All right, put the pencils away. We're done with those. Now, I've got these little mats that these guys went on. Oh, by the way, we do want to go ahead and clip the corners, which I didn't do beforehand, so we'll just do those quick. Very quickly. Boop-a-doo, boop-a-doo, boop-a-doo. If I can remember to fast forward this part, you don't have to see it. I will do that. Sometimes I forget to fast forward through parts, so... And then these as well. These cards, these are the mats that go behind that picture, are 2 3/4 by 3 1/4. 2 3/4 by 3 1/4. It won't matter if you use a different mat or a different stamp, but yeah. And you'll have different measurements, of course, or if you do a different size card. I mean, it just depends on what you're doing, but that's what I did for these. Okay, super simple. Yes, indeedy. Let's go ahead and start gluing these little dudes on there. Oh, and by the way, I cut the papers for the stamp to 3 2.5. 3 inches by 2.5 inches. If I forgot to say. And I think I did forget to say. So those will fit just perfectly. Okay. So we'll just glue these guys down. Make sure your cardstock is all coordinating with your little dudes. Oops, I got a little too much glue on that one. Where'd my towel go? I don't know. Wanted to make sure I got some crafting in today. And I needed some more of these little cards. I'll be working on journals this afternoon, so I expect to be putting up a journaling video later this afternoon. I know I say that sometimes and it doesn't happen, but sometimes things happen. I do have some family stuff going on right now that's taking precedent. It's a bit stressful, and I'm struggling with it, but hopefully I'll be able to do that. So, did I cut too many? I think I did. I think I did. Or maybe I didn't stamp enough dragons. My count is off, that's for sure. Just have one extra. That's all right. Use it for something else. Or maybe I'll make another little dragon. Okay, so there's an extra card. There we go. And then these guys, now some of these I used lace and some of them I didn't. Those two I did not. And these, oops, these I did. Put lace across the way, or you can put it this way. So it just depends on what you like. I think for the next ones, I'm going to do it with, I think some of them I want to do with and some I want to do without. But no, I think I'm going to do without. But this is the kind of stuff I used. I just used some jute, twine kind of stuff. It looks super cute, but I don't think it's necessary. I think those are more feminine when you do it that way, and I think I want to make some more without it. Now, what I did do though, I did use some foam tape to pop them up a little bit, so we'll use that for sure, because I do like that look. They're all lifting because I didn't push it down. I do like that look a lot, and I didn't make very many going this direction, which I think I want to do. So we're gonna, or maybe we should just flat mail some of these. We're gonna put the tape just to make them all the same-ish. Make it easier. I'm gonna run out of tape probably anyway, so. Probably. I had to order some, because I'm running out. If you put them up here, you've got room down here for a sentiment too, which I did not put on the other ones. Isn't he cute? Because sometimes you need a different sentiment than the one you made. So I didn't put sentiments on them yet. And that's another reason why it might be nice to just keep them basic for now. Because sentiments can always be added. Or, you know, sometimes a blank card is exactly what you need. Doesn't he just make you smile? He makes me smile. The name of this stamp is Bruce on Unity. I'm going to put a link to it in the description box. If you're interested, you can go over there and check it out. Check out their whole site, you guys. They've got some great stuff, and they do have a sale going on right now. I think it's up to 70% off on their stamps, at least, I think. So there's some good sales. There's a lot of things that are under $15. So that's not too bad. Shipping is reasonable. No, I'm not sponsored in any way. I know they have a discount also for first-time shoppers. So check that out. I want to say they have a, shoot, I don't know. But you'll see the tab on there. I want to say there's like a extra percentage off for first-time shoppers. I forgot to look because I've now got my 3rd order in with them. I've got 2 orders out right now with them that are coming, and it doesn't take long. They're local. They're not local, but they're here in the United States, I should say. So I think shipping was like $6, $7, something like that. Pretty standard, really. I've seen worse. All right, just want to make sure that that's the right direction. We'll just put him right there. So we've got some going different directions. Almost done. You guys, was this a fun project or what? It was easy, right? So if you just kind of compartmentalize and just like do all of the coloring at once, do all of the stamping at once, do all of the cutting at once, you can make some cards pretty darn quick. Pretty darn quick. Maybe make a sample first so you know exactly what you're doing. And you've got it. Yeah, I did. I'm just missing one stamp. That's crazy. I wonder if I dropped it somewhere, because I thought that's how I got my number, but that's okay. 8 of everything else. And just like that, we've got all those cards made. All those cards, and hardly a mess. All right, so we've got that one, that one, that one. Aren't they cute? I love them. Well, guys, that's it for today, or for now. Maybe not for today, but for now. I hope you enjoyed Bruce. This was so much fun. I love the stamp. I love the way they turn out. Like I said, I'm going to be putting some of these on my Etsy shop. So if you're interested in purchasing some, you're welcome to it. I'm going to put some up. I'm going to keep some, and I'll probably even donate some. So hope you enjoyed it. I hope you'll be creative today. Find something that makes you happy. Get her done. Love y'all. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.